Right, my friends, do you know what this is? This is a letter from Porsche UK, and this is my Porsche Taycan all-electric car. Tin Can, Taycan, whatever you want to call it, or Taycans. Anyway, another recall letter for it. That has had more recalls than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, I've had the computer system on board replaced, the entire computer system. I've had the fans in the front replaced. I've had the front driver's side indicator replaced, the passenger's driver's side indicator replaced, the rear glass panel at the back replaced, and a few other bits replaced as well. I can't remember offhand. Lots and lots of stuff replaced on this car because electric cars are a disposable item, like your mobile phone. I bet now the mobile phone that you had 5 or 6 years ago, you haven't got today. And where is it? Probably in a tip somewhere, or recycled, supposedly. Anyway, that's the same as these cars. Yet another recall from Porsche, just to show you that electric cars are not the future and they are an absolute joke. I'm going to get down to what it is, but it's actually quite dangerous. This is a recall for the brakes, or something to do with the brakes. I'm going to go through it in a minute and read it for you. A failure on the front axle brake hose. So maybe a danger of death. Who knows? If you're new to the channel, by the way, do me a favour, hit the subscribe button. It will push this video out to thousands and thousands and millions of other people to make them aware, I'm running out of breath, that electric cars, because I feel so angry about it, that electric cars are not the future. Give it a thumbs up, share it on social media, push it out on your Facebook, tweet it, X it, or whatever it is now, and get it out there. Send it to your friends, tell anybody or your family who's thinking of buying an electric car, don't do it. Go and get yourself a nice petrol or a diesel car that will last for years and years and years, and not just thrown away and tossed aside. Look at a watch, for instance. I've got a watch in there that I've had for years. It's a Tag Heuer. It will last for ages. I'll pass it down to my child. It's like a car, classic car. You can go to a museum. There's a Ford Capri there. There's Austin Miners, Morris Miners, etc. They're still around because that's what they are. They were built to last. These things aren't. Now, without further ado, my friends, I'm running out of breath. Let's go. I reckon, by the way, Porsche, are actually trying to give me a new car bit by bit, because the only things that are going to be original on this car, really, in the end, are probably the seats. When are they going to recall them? I mean, come on, how many recalls do you need? I mean, I know you get recalls on other cars as well, you know, like petrol cars and diesel cars, etc. But I've had many Porsches, I've said this before. I've had numerous Boxsters, I've had Porsche Macans, I've had BMWs as well, and never have I had this amount of recalls, and it just goes to prove that these cars are throwaway items. Let's get in the car and I'll tell you a little more. Come on. Come on, otherwise there'll be another recall for something else. I mean, heaven knows what else can you recall it for? It's had pretty much all the recalls. Is there anything else? New steering wheel? New seat? Oh, actually, I missed one out, actually. They actually replaced the heating system in this car as well, and the air conditioning system. That failed as well. It's another one. I missed that one. How did I miss that one out? Come on. I actually think we're living in a throwaway society. That's really hot. I actually think that we're living in a throwaway society. Look at things from yesteryear, hoovers and vacuum cleaners. I've got a hoover that my mum had that there's a photograph of me trying to bite the handle. Sure that was about, but there we go. And that was about 4-year-old. That thing still works. Try and find a vacuum cleaner or a hoover that works today. It's not the same, is it? People don't build things to last like they did years ago. And it's the same with these electric cars. Don't fall for the electric car EV scam. Never fall for it. Right, so we'll get on our way. So I received a letter this morning from Porsche UK saying that the car needs recalling. Now, I was kind of aware that this was going to come to me, because I actually recorded another video about this earlier on today, because on one of the Porsche forums, the Taycan forums, another gentleman had got a letter, the same letter, saying has anyone received it. Well, I hadn't at the time. I'd not been back to the office. I'd not seen the letter, so I recorded that, and I was going to use that video saying I was waiting for my letter, but there it was, waiting for me on my desk, the dreaded letter of the recall. Yet another recall. Now, it's not just the fact that it's a recall and it's, oh no, not again, it's the actual inconvenience of it as well, having to wait without a car for a day or however long it takes, getting another loan car again, which will probably be another Taycan Cross Turismo or whatever, or maybe I could get them to loan me a 911. Now that would be interesting. Maybe have less problems with that and less recalls. It's getting really beyond a joke, and I just can't get across enough how much not to buy an electric car. I've had one and I've banged on about it, and people say, why have you still got it? I've still got it because I'm in so much negative equity with it, and if I got rid of it, I'd have to give them something like, I don't know, 15 grand or whatever it was to hand the car back. And it's not on finance, it's actually it's not on a lease deal, it's actually on finance. So if I handed it back, I don't think I can just hand it back like you can do on a lease deal. If there's a noise, by the way, it's the aircon. I'm not turning it off because it's 27 degrees in the UK today. So, you know, it's the inconvenience of it all. Do not buy an electric car. You are going to end up, it's more time spent taking it back, charging it up, waiting around drinking coffee. It's beyond a joke, and I think people are beginning to wake up now to the fact that electric cars aren't really the future, and that yet again we're being sold another scam. It's like the diesel car. You must buy a diesel, it's great for the environment. And then a few years later, diesels are bad for the environment, we're going to tax you heavily on the diesels, whereas you got a tax sort of like, was it cheaper tax, basically? I can't think of the word. What's the word I'm looking for? You actually got cheaper tax if you had a diesel. Gordon Brown sold it to us. Golden Brown himself, who sold all the gold, all Britain's gold. And he told us you must have a diesel. And then now you've got on the TV, the commercials, well, you sold a diesel years ago. Cool, diesel lawyers for us, or for you. And then you end up having to do that. It's going to be the same with electric cars. Were you missold an electric car between the years of X and X? It's going to be the same situation that you're left in. You are going to buy a car that you will end up having to scrap, get rid of, or trade it in for a petrol car again, something that's actually fit for purpose, and cost yourself a fortune and go a few years until you can get a lawyer on the case to get your money back. So don't buy an electric car. I'm going to read you this recall out. I'm going to drive up, get myself an iced coffee, because I'm into iced coffees at the moment, and then we're going to do that. Do me a favor, I want you to share this on social media. Throw it around all your mates. Let's educate the rest of the world that electric cars basically are just garbage, aren't they? A throwaway item. Come on, onwards. Right, stop right there, my friends, because I have got my good friend Jeff Buys Cars on the phone. Now, Jeff, I rang you this morning, and why did I ring you? I told you that I was filming a video about a gentleman on a forum who'd got a letter from Porsche to say that his car's being recalled because of his brakes.
Brakes?
Yeah.
What now? How many times has your Porsche been back in that garage?
It's been in and out more times than, the guy off Fake Taxi.
Something that goes in and out a lot.
The guy off Fake the taxi driver off Fake Taxi, let's put it that way. And if you know, you know. Right, so I've had the letter this morning. Now, I've had my car recalled before. I was telling the viewers here, bear with me, viewers. I know you've heard this and I'm repeating myself, but makes the video longer, which makes YouTube like it more and push it more out to YouTube, and more people will realise that electric cars are just garbage, basically. Anyway, I've had the computer system replaced, the heating and air conditioning system replaced, what else have I had? Front indicator.
Both front indicators, left and right.
Left and right. The back panel. I had something else as well. Oh, air fans in the front. Cuddly toy. I've had lots replaced. More recalls, as I said earlier on, than Arnold Schwarzenegger. We won't mention Colin, whatever his name is, because that was a terrible remake. Remakes are always terrible, let's be honest. Anyway,
we should really stop. We should really stop remaking these EV versus diesels, shouldn't we?
We should actually, yeah. They're never as good as the first one. Good point. So, so my car's being recalled again because it's dangerous. Now, interestingly enough, I was driving back from the Lake District the other day, and I admit I accelerated, and then I went round the bend. Wasn't the best driving. There was some cars. I put my foot on the brake, and I thought, that's odd. This car's not slowing down as fast as it normally does. So I thought I'd better book it in with Porsche to get them to check it. And interestingly enough, now it's actually got something to do with that. I'm going to read the letter out to the viewers in a bit. That basically, you have to really put your foot on the brake to get it to stop. So basically, there is a bit of a danger of death there, Jeff.
A danger of death with electric cars. Who would have known?
So what do you reckon? Come on, throwaway item yet again.
I think the problem is, right, here's the problem. Tesla came out with an electric car because Tesla were quite good at making electric cars, and that was their whole thing. And then all the European companies went, quick, what can we do? How can we get an electric car to the market really quickly? Dave, get some of that sticky back plastic. Johnny, can you get on the phone to China and order us some bits? Anybody got any batteries knocking around? Come on, we can get a car on the market. We can knock it out for 90 to 100,000 pounds, and everybody will buy them, and they'll be brilliant. And the problem is, all the European electric cars are rubbish.
I'm not sure, by the way, you'd find many Daves and Johnnies in Germany.
All right, Heinrich and Eric.
Eric? Is Eric a German name?
That's a bit Norwegian, isn't it?
It is actually, yeah. Give us another German name in the comment section. And don't say the one that we're thinking of that we're not going to say online right now on the video.
Adolf.
No, you can't say that.
Jürgen. All right, Jürgen.
Jürgen sounds like a tennis player. Anyway, so there you go. My car's being recalled again. I'm going to read the letter out to the viewers in a short while, but it leaves us now to the point, really, where surely there's a point where you get that many recalls that you say to the manufacturer, and I don't know what you think to this, Jeff, this car's not fit for purpose, mate. You've sold me something that you basically give me a new car within the space of 3 years, because none of it's original.
I was going to say, I completely disagree. You're basically in a triggers broom sort of situation. By the time it comes around to selling that car, they will have replaced everything except the rear window.
My car's triggers broom, that's it. And if you're watching from abroad and you don't know what that is, what is it? He says, I've had this. He works for the council. He says, I've had this broom for nigh on 5 years now. It's had 4 handles and 2 new heads. And they went and looked at him and gone out thinking, it's not the same broom.
Hey, tell you what though, you know that Volvo that I prepared and I did all the work on it for us to go down to Le Mans. Do you know how many issues I've had with that since then?
Go on quick, because you're cutting out, tell me.
None. None at all.
No issues, no recalls, nothing.
No, not a problem.
I think I'm losing you. I'm losing him. There we go. I've gone on to 5G and I've lost him. That's the take.
Why are you losing me? I've got 5G signal and the skies are clear and we still can't make a phone call.
I don't know what... Viewers, answer me this question. I know this is about the letter and I've spun it out. Oh, it's gone. Have you had problems with your mobile phones? Welcome. You can't say that. I've got to dub it out now. I'll speak to you later, Jeff. Bye. But he's gone. There we go. Anyway, so there we go. Onwards. I'm going to read you this letter, have an iced coffee, charge my car. It's just beyond a joke, really. It's comical now. You've got to laugh. And Porsche UK, if you're watching, I'll tell you what, give me one of the new Taycans that have less issues and less problems. And I won't make these videos anymore. I promise. I'll make nice videos about your car. Just give me a new one. Actually, don't give me one of the new Taycans. What am I talking about? Let's push the boat out. Give me one of them new 911 hybrids. That'll do. Onwards. Right, just in a traffic jam. Can I just say, by the way, to the EU, I hate these bottle tops, right? It just gets under my nose, right? It does my head in, and the first thing that I do is rip them off like that. So stop doing it. We don't like it, we don't want it, and there's no need for it. That's a lot better. They started doing it with bigger bottles now as well. Just stop it with your silly, stupid ideas, EU. Where are we going? Electric cars, bottle tops that are attached to the bottle on a hinge so it goes up your nostril. The world's gone nuts. Paper straws, drinking with a paper straw out of a plastic cup. The world's gone mental. Now, bear with me here, okay? I know you can say, some of you is going to say in the comment section, how long can you span this video out for? Just get to the point. I'm getting to the point, but it's not all about the destination. It's also more about the journey. And also on the journey, I've got a lot to say. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, right? It's a throwaway society, and I've been thinking years ago when my dad used to have problems with his cars, he'd buy, was it the Haynes manual or whatever, and you'd basically fix it yourself, so you'd be able to fix it virtually no cost. You'd go and buy the parts, whatever, and sort the car yourself. Everybody had a Haynes manual. They're classics. You could not have a car without having a Haynes manual. And then years later, when I had computers, right, I had my first Apple Mac laptops, etc. You'd be able to screw the case off, etc., take the bottom off, replace the battery, put in your own RAM, put in your own hard drives, replace all that, and if anything broke or fixed or malfunctioned, you'd just go out and you'd buy another one. Not now. Apple seals them, you can't undo them. You've either got to buy a new one or send it back to Apple to get a part replaced. Yet again, it's a throwaway society. Mobile phones, when they came out years ago, your Nokia phones, your battery would go in it. You'd pop the back off, you'd slide the back off of it, put in a new battery and slide the back panel on again. Happy days, on you go. Or you wouldn't need to carry around numerous phone chargers with you. If your phone doesn't last throughout the day, you'd carry a spare battery, pop it in, pop the other one out, away you go. Just a little battery in there, that's all you needed. You didn't need to carry a battery charger around with you, a phone charger around with you. It's become absolute insanity, and yet again it's the same way with these cars. You can't repair them yourselves. It's a complete nightmare, and yet again they're a throwaway item. It's an appliance again, and that's where we're heading, and we need to put a stop to it. And that's why I keep banging on and bleating on about these cars, because believe me, there'll come a time when you go, actually that McMaster bloke was right. We're now ending up where half of us can't afford to drive or buy a car because the cars are that crazy and out of price. I'm gonna have to get this. I've got to get this call. I'll see you in a minute before my battery runs out. Now, I did a video a while back. That was Jeff Carter, by the way. By the way, keep an eye out for Jeff Carter, because he is making a return. Now, I did a video a while back called My First Ever Service. I took my electric car for its first ever service EV, obviously a pun on letters there using the EV bit, and I've had another one since then as well. I've had 2 services now. Well, it's coming up to 3 years since I've had this car, and it needs an MOT. Now that is going to be interesting to see what you have to check on an electric car for an MOT. I know you've got headlights, seat belts, etc., windscreen wipers, all the same, but there's got to be surely some other parts on an electric car that you have to check. Now I reckon I'm going to take it to an MOT, an independent MOT place, to see what they say. I don't know of any offhand who MOT electric cars, independent MOT company that do electric cars. Let me know in the comment section if there are any around the Nottinghamshire area or the Leeds area. Let me know if there are any, and if you service an MOT electric cars. Let me know in the comment section. Maybe you want to do it, and you could promote your business a little bit and tell me what you're checking on an electric car, because that is going to be interesting. What is there to check on an MOT for electric cars? So keep an eye out for that one, because I'm going to do a video on that one. It's all new ground, isn't it, with electric cars? There you go, on the back of that lorry. Recycle your batteries now. Battery back. Wonder how they recycle batteries on cars. I've not really looked into that. Have a look into it for me and pop that in the comment section down below. Right, I need a Starbucks and I need to read this letter to you, and I also need to book it in with Porsche Leeds. I think I shall book this in with and get it booked in so I can get my brakes sorted out, because of possible danger of death. Danger of death. Who'd have thought it? Right, okay, so I'm just pulling in to charge up 2 different sorts of electric car chargers here. So let's pull around here. We've got grid serve and another one. I don't know what the other one is. I've had to drive past all of the Tesla chargers though. Right, let's pull in here. Electric, that's what it is. So let's pull in here. I think we should be all right here. Pull in here. What is it? What is this? Apple Green Electric. I hope you don't have to have... No, you can use Apple Pay. That's all good. Right, let's get this car charged up, and then I shall get my... I think I might go for a strawberry frappuccino, actually. Milk float off, and then I'll read you this letter. Come on. Right, come on, let's charge up. Let's plug this in. Let's just get charged up. Bear with me, don't go anywhere. Right, that's in. Back. Start. You're allowed to start charging. Preparing to charge. Setting up communication with the car. Come on. Preparing to charge. Ah, charging. Right, it is 20 to, what are we on? 20 to 5. So 20 to 5, 54% of charge at the moment. 97 kilowatts so far. Come on, we can get a bit more than that, can't we? Anyway, let's see how it goes. Let's go and read this letter to you. It's very interesting. Right, I'm going to get myself a strawberry frappuccino, and there's some tables out here so I can read this letter to you. Right, okay. Don't know whether you can see me there. Let me put you back there a little bit. There we go. That better? That's all right. Okay, so let's get down to business. Strawberry frappuccino, you gotta love them. I gotta hang on a minute. I do love them actually. Here we go. Now, my mate Big Dave over in the States would say, nah. He says because it's not a milkshake and it's not a coffee. He says it has no place in society. Anyway, right, let's get down to business. So, I got a letter this morning from Porsche Cars Great Britain Limited. And it says to me here, dear beliEVe, that's myself, the Mac Master. This safety recall is being monitored by the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency, DVSA, the government agency responsible for these matters. While we have opted out of marketing, where you have opted out of marketing communications from Porsche Cars Great Britain, your details have been obtained by the Driver Vehicle Licensing Agency, DVLA, for the purposes of a mandatory safety recall campaign. We are contacting you regarding an important safety recall. Unfortunately, a material failure on the front axle brake hose can occur on your Porsche Taycan. For Porsche, your safety and that of your passengers, as well as third parties, is our top priority. Porsche, you've put yourself first there. For Porsche, so I think the safety of passengers is first. Or you may be saying for Porsche it's their safety. Anyway, we'll move swiftly on. For this reason, we will install optimised brake hoses on the left and right of the front axle of your vehicle as a precaution. How does the damage manifest itself? If material failure of the brake hose occurs at the front axle, brake fluid may leak and cause brake pressure to fault. This means that the foot brake has to be pressed for longer when braking and the braking power is reduced. The usual braking distance can lengthen and increase the associated risk of accident and injury, hence possible danger of death. If the system detects deviating brake pressure, a yellow warning message, PCM failure, adapted onward travel possible, appears on the instrument cluster. If the brake fluid level is too low, a red warning message, low brake fluid, park vehicle safely, is displayed. In either event of a warning message, we recommend the affected vehicle is to be parked safely and contact the Porsche assistance on 0800 777 123 to have your vehicle recovered to your preferred Porsche centre. What are we going to do? The components concerned will be replaced as a precaution and, of course, free of charge to you. We would like to take this opportunity to apologise for any inconvenience that this workshop visit may cause, and thank you in advance for your understanding. What should you do? What should you do? Please contact your preferred Porsche centre to make the necessary arrangements for the repairs to be completed. If you are unsure of your nearest centre, you can find an authorised Porsche centre by using the dealer search on our website at Porsche.com. If the foot brake travels significantly longer during braking, and or if a yellow or red warning message appears on the brake system in the central instrument cluster, we urge you to park your vehicle safely and contact Porsche assistance on 0800 777 123 to have your vehicle recovered to your preferred Porsche centre. We very much regret the circumstances associated with this issue for you. If you have any questions before carrying out this action, please do not hesitate to contact your Porsche centre for assistance. As it is a safety recall, we wish to contact all owners of relevant vehicles. Therefore, should you no longer own the above vehicle, please advise us by emailing contact@porsche.co.uk to allow us to update your records. Yours sincerely, Stephen Cowell, MIM. What's MIM stand for? Product and Technical Compliance Manager. So there we have it. I have got to take my Porsche back into Porsche again, to a dealership, because it's recalled for the numerous times, umpteenth time I think the word I'm looking for is. So there we go. It's been in the workshop more than it's been in my garage. So there we go. I'm going to go now and see, in a minute, I'm going to drink the rest of my Frappuccino. I'm going to ring Porsche Leeds and see whether they can fit me in on what date. It's now the 29th of July when I'm recording this. So we'll see what date they can get me in. Right, I'll see you over there in a minute. Right, 98% charged, £30.26 that's cost me. It's now 12 minutes past 5. I've also contacted Porsche. I rang through to Leeds, but it's JCT 500. Got through to a lovely gentleman in Sheffield who had heard of me and my videos. So hello, I'm sure he'll be watching. My Porsche goes back in on the 26th of September. So 26th of September my Porsche goes back in for the recall, which is a fair way off, isn't it? So there we go. Hopefully it won't fail between now and then. If it does, I won't be seeing you. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks Porsche. And if you're watching, Porsche head office, yeah, send us, maybe give us a new Taycan. And where's the letter? Ah, it's in my pocket. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up, share it all across social media. Let's try and educate people. Electric cars are the future. What is it they used to say? Who's the guy who used to say electric cars are the future? My arse. See you later.